Hello ladies and gentlemen, no short review of the previous game because it was too short. Complete dominance from top esports. EDG managed to maintain control over the river, but it amounted to absolutely nothing. They didn't manage to get anything out of it. It was practically meaningless, and it's one of those times where TP just shuts down any potential play that you can have. The play that they needed to do was to fight onto Orianna and try to pressure her out, and then when the enemy is defending, try to pressure into top side and be a bit more flexible in your approach, because they kept doing the same thing and they didn't accomplish anything. So I was just giving up CS, and then eventually EDG found some good spikes. Senna and Braum managed to be even somehow, even ahead. 20 CS when they're getting pressured almost constantly by Silas and the other guy, Lee Sin. And then top esports managed to find a good fight and just never let go after that. This game, the biggest question is Senna. Senna's banned? Senna's banned, yeah. Senna's banned. Senna is busted. Senna's so OP. Braum, Gragas banned with Senna banned. This looks like an MF first pick for EDG. If they don't first pick it, then it's just confusing as to why they would ban Braum or anything else. Failures is also open. Lucian is open. Let's see what the trade is. Last time around, EDG first pick Lee Sin. I think Clearlove just wants to see Lee Sin action, because by the end of his career he didn't play too much Lee Sin, and he's letting the torch go, forcing. Wait, they're sponsored by Flash Player? They are sponsored by Flash Player. Wow. They are sponsored by Flash Player. What on earth? They're sponsored by Flash Player. Okay, I'll move on. Okay. Misfortune got banned. Elise got locked in. Olaf is in the picture. Lee Sin's also in the picture. There's a lot of champions that you can pick easily into Elise. But now MF is banned. Lucian is in. Lucian is high prior, I think. Look at that Lucian, baby. Nautilus looks juicy, but honestly Leona looks better than Nautilus. If you don't play Nautilus mid lane, then honestly it's just it's not that good to pick. It's an FPX syndrome that I have. Varus Tam Coco. Might as well just lock in Tam Coco because you want to play Varus Tam Coco. But then there's it's just so difficult because Leona's so busted. Mako's one of the best Leonas ever. Casa Lee Sin, look at him smiling. Yeah, baby. Lee Sin. Matches into Lee. I don't think Lee's first pick is that crazy. I don't think it's worth. Nautilus lock in. This is gonna prompt a Tam third pick for sure. Mako is fine playing that Nautilus, of course. Unless Scout is gonna play the Nautilus. I think Nautilus mid is OP. I like Nautilus mid. I think it's really OP Nautilus mid. And there is Aphelios. Will we have a game where he'll be useful? Let's find out on the next episode of EDG versus Top Esports. Tam Coco lock-in to counteract the Nautilus, also good versus Spider Cocoons. And then we're gonna most likely see... Last time we saw fourth pick Zoe. We're gonna see a repeat of that. Diana, honestly 1v9'd, but a lot of things happened in that game. Simply never a reason to not pick Lee. Lol, champ can do everything. Well, there are some champions that are very good into Lee Sin. Here, I think you had a lot of options onto what to pick. I think Olaf is very strong in this meta because of what supers we're playing in the bottom. Good against Nautilus, good against Leona. And for sure the enemy is going to pick it when you pick Varus. So I think Varus, Olaf would have been a good rotation. Good into Elise, would have been good into enemy super 100%. You get the Tamkench third and you are golden, I think. Also, I think Olaf is quite good into Aphelios, depending on the weapons. Sometimes. He's good sometimes. Rumble ban. Rumble is a champion that can be flexed. Lucian is also in the picture, but Lucian is less prior for top esports because they already have a relatively bad damage mix for a Lucian. EDG definitely could pick Lucian. Scout loves his Lucian. He has an Elise mid. You can see top esports, their ban was targeted with Kiana and GP to just remove a lot of these AD options for EDG. 4th pick, last time they picked Zoe. I don't know if they're gonna go for it again. Ornn I respect. Ornn I like. Mordekaiser out, Rumble out, GP out. What do you pick into Ornn? You can always think of something. There are a lot of good things to pick into Ornn. Maybe just fucking lock in the set. Lock in set. Set is pretty busted against tanks, honestly, and there's some beefcakes there that you can throw into the enemy team. Pantheon, speaking of beefcake, is a physical damage champion to put into mid lane together with Elise. It means that EDG are most likely going to pick an AP top lane. What is that going to be into Ornn? They just don't give a shit and pick Lucian anyway? This Ornn is going to have 600 armor by the time this game ends. Vladimir. That makes more sense. That makes way more sense. This is the move now from top esports to just put Ornn on mid lane. Put Ornn on mid lane and then you'll be happy. Knight, Victor special, Orianna's a special, he likes those mages. Victor into Pantheon, honestly, is a fine matchup for Victor. I think it's a fine matchup. Put your Ornn with the Abyssal Mask into Vladimir. He'll scale too slow, and just make sure you have a good matchup into Pantheon and scaling will be on your side. Okay, I like the Victor. I like the Victor. Definitely some windows here for EDG. They have an Elise and a Pantheon into Victor. Victor will run Cleanse. Scaling, I think, is in favor of top esports, honestly, because Tamkench can indeed deny the Vladimir all-in, can save people from that burst that everyone hates to see. Ornn, as a champion, just scales like a freaking monster. The ultimate is going to be very powerful against champions like Pantheon, like the Phelios. Here it's very important that EDG make sure to snowball. They need to snowball the game as fast as possible because they're not going to scale that well. Varus, Tamkench, I think, are favorable in the bottom matchup. 2v2 mid lane, I think, is favorable for Pantheon and Elise until level 6, and then it heavily shifts in the favor of Victor and Lee Sin. So it's very important that Pantheon and Elise just get an advantage, otherwise they can just FF this game fast. EDG. What do you think about Unsealed Spellbook, someone asks? I think it's quite strong. I think any case you would want to run Airy in mid lane, I just cases it's better to run Spellbook. Because Airy is just too useless, and there's times where you can't run a mastery, and summoners are honestly super strong. So here, when we'll have a big fight later on, Exos can be the difference maker, Ignite can be the difference maker, summoner spells are unbelievably OP, and I'm a big fan of the inspiration tree as well. There's almost no champion you can go wrong with inspiration. You're gonna get 650 or a bit more gold for free, because of course the magical boots are stronger than regular boots, so it's like it's very strong. Knight with the Q is going to trade with the Q into Pantheon Q and be happy with it. Elise has to path into mid and look to pressure as fast as possible. If Casa reaches level 6 and no one is bleeding bad, then all is juicy, all is good. EDG now on bottom, looking to slow push this. They're using the fact that they are stronger on level 1. And top esports they are, of course, respecting. Very good position to be in here for all of top esports. They just want to make sure that they are safe from Elise. The top esports are very well aware of the situation. GG is going to burn some summoners here from Knight. Cocoon lands, cleanse goes, and that's a cleanse. It's a good first step. Wave is frozen now. Scout will not be able to keep it in this position because if Casa matches here, the wave is just too big. Maker hovering into mid lane after that bottom prior that we just spoke about, and Knight needs to give up a lot of CS here. Needs to back off, and it is tricky because there's no proper way of solving this. Top esports need to bounce the bottom wave and keep pushing, because now if they're rotating into mid, Varus is now in trouble. Varus is now going to lose a lot of CS. We see the wave is frozen now for EDG's side. They managed to solve Knight's situation, and now Lee Sin and Tam are going bottom to solve Varus' situation. Most of the time lane phases is all about closing the amount of windows the enemy has to play aggro and creating as many as possible for yourself. When the wave is slow pushing towards the enemy, if you have even numbers, usually you're going to win 2v2 because you have more creeps, right? In this position, after both waves got pushed in, both Pantheon pushed and, Knight slow pushed against Pantheon, and then bottom bounced, meaning Tam and Varus were pushing into Aphelios and Nautilus after the bounce. It means that you need jungle presence to solve this, because the wave position means that you are very prone to getting ganked in those positions. So this is a very, very neat solution from Top Esports. They solved mid lane first, and then they hovered into bottom and solved that second. Gino had a pool cooldown, but now it should be up again, no problem. He's just regening up. He didn't use a single potion yet. That's the first one. 369 the same way. He's playing Ornn. He's happy. He's so happy. Gonna move my camera. Now's the time, not good time to do it. Why not? Yeah, I'm way ahead of you, Red is 99. Okay. Calm is good for Top Esports. If they are even at level 6, I can put the Las Vegas odds are 8 times or something that they win the game. Karsa playing with possibly the worst Lee Sin skin ever created. Ooh, where do we see it? So 369 was hoping that he would burn a flash. He would burn a flash there from Gino. But there, ooh, the timing, the timing there on the E. I think the pool was timed properly. You know, the pool was timed with the E and the Q, and the E was in time with the Q, so the pool would block the E and the Q. So it's I'm not gonna say it would be that much different if 369 played it properly. That's a kick. Mako gets punched. Then Lee Sin neck. That is such an ugly Lee Sin skin. Like, what's up with his neck? Can this dive work? Honestly, this is optimistic, but there's two resets. So we have pool, we have Elise E, and oh, dirty dive. Dirty dive. So this is a lame attempt from EDG to try to punish, and it just didn't work. They're looking to dive the Ornn, but it was just not possible. They need to make Scout participate in this. I think if Elise pressured onto mid, considering Knight didn't have cleanse before, and then maybe dive together with Pantheon, maybe this would be the way in. But instead they tried to 2-man it, and it's too difficult. Too difficult. Ornn hit level 6, and then that was it. Knight also reaching level 6 now. He is 8 CS behind, not a big deal. He's playing against Pantheon, he scales better. All is fine. Bottom matchup, we're gonna have Cutlass. I don't know if he can afford Cutlass, I don't think so. Vampiric Scepter against BF, advantage EDG. And this is perfect. EDG, even. Next Pantheon ult. What? Congrats, good job. I'm happy for you, babe. I'll finish this and then I'll come and celebrate. My girlfriend just hit Grandmaster. How crazy is that, man? I'm Heartstock Diamond 3 and she's Grandmaster. What a big smurf, man. That is nuts. Pog champ indeed, man. Power couple, no. I'm boosted. Okay, let's finish up this game and then I'm gonna. Freaking E-boy is getting boosted. Yes. Okay, EDG's hope is indeed in bot lane. BF sword into Vampiric, they're a bit stronger here. Pantheon ult needs to find value. If this Pantheon ult doesn't find value, then it is time to move on quickly. Because a stalemate is bad. We're just farming right now. We're just farming. Karsa coming in the top side. Gino. Oh, dirty. Dirty, but it's fine. Ornn misses the knock on the R there. Ish. And it didn't work. That just didn't work. Terrible. 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 But, yeah, nice teamwork indeed, right? Nice teamwork. But it worked. They got a kill. That's the only thing that matters. Getting a kill, getting a gold advantage as top esports composition here, it's really free. Photic manages to base. Pantheon ult not being used now. 10-minute mark is approaching. I think it's a reportable offense. EDG are hitting the turret quite hard and heavy. Photic could have TP'd, but he chose not to. Top esports are now in position to do this Rift Herald. TamKenj is not on bottom. So the problem here is EDG, Varos is on bottom with TP, and Top Esports committed all of their men onto Rift. Their lane is significantly weaker because they run TP, but just because the TP of Varos is on bottom and 4-man here on Rift Herald, there's no space at all for EDG to even contest this. So then basing here and not like they need to dive Varos. Here they need to dive Varos. They need to recognize the position they're in. They need to dive Varos. But it's a very hard call to make because they don't see anything. Top Esports don't have any vision. They don't know TamKenj committed here. TamKenj might as well be behind there together with Lee Sin, ready to ult. So it's a very hard judgment to make. Top Esports making use of fog here and Varos walking up confidently up to his own turret. And then EDG are just basing, looking to get items and could continue to lane. But they have no idea this is happening. No idea this is happening. Boom, that's the Rift Herald, and it's a big deal. Big deal. Now Top Esports are going to look to be in position for the next Drake. Varos can also walk into top side. Varos is not walking up on bottom wave. You can see him in the bottom corner there. He's not looking to walk up. He's afraid of the Nautilus. He's afraid of Aphelios. Good play here. Good patient play from Photic. Doesn't need to do anything. The move from Top Esports now is to go 3-man through mid lane and then recover the river. But instead, QQ is walking straight into bottom, and I think this is a mistake. I think you should just go through mid lane, back up Victor, and then on this next midway retake the river. Because now they don't see anything in river, they can't walk up further, and Tam is now, yeah, he's coming around mid lane. As you can see, he's walking into mids, and this was honestly just bad. I think he should have gone through mid, be in position in this wave, make sure that Victor and Lee can take the aggressive path and then go. Right now, Victor and Lee are in position, they're walking. QQ managed to get into river regardless. Bottom wave is in a position where I think it's still pushing towards EDG because of the wave before, but maybe it's not. EDG are not contesting. This is a disaster. Top Esports are dominating. Their draft is so much better, man. They have 2 Drake advantage, and Gino died, and you know, many things here in favor of Top Esports. Ooh, boom, Mako doesn't get cancelled. 5-man on mid lane. TamKenj ult, not so meaningful. Pantheon going bottom to make use of his global power. Still, didn't freaking use a single Pantheon ult. That's the whole purpose of this champ. Imagine FPX played this composition, they would have been diving left and right and find situations where Elise and Pantheon could use their power. Instead we have an Elise that is going for the CS record and a Pantheon that is just going for the record of not using ult ever. Everyone's looking to be a record breaker here. Because now this Victor just finished his hex core. He's monster strong. Together with Tam, Victor's gonna get pry on mid lane, and then what are you gonna do? There's no way to break this game, and Top Esports was so happy with this going slow. So happy with this going slow. Okay, we have an entry here. Pantheon, level 11, has ult. Is in range to ult as well. QQ gets engaged on, has his E. Gino doesn't commit. He had a good angle there to commit on all people. I don't know why he's hesitating. So here, if we take a look at Gino's position, easily he can find access to everyone here, right? Right now, from this angle, he can look to zone into here. He can do some good stuff. No spells on Victor. There's nothing to be afraid of. But he hesitates so long, and then he just commits on one person. Here, imagine he commits. Damn it. Everyone is clumped up. Everything is juicy here. Flash, R, E, W, Q. You can do some sick stuff here. And then Pantheon ult, boom, right on top of that pile is probably the best fight you're gonna get in this game. Instead, he does this. He gets onto one target, QQ has E, probably gonna die anyway. Stopwatches, 1 HP. And then boom, massive Ornn ultimate. Massive Ornn ultimate. Oi, 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 oi. Boom. 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 Lee dies. Casa goes for the Q. I don't know why. Okay, Casa doesn't need to go for the Q. Don't go for the Q, Casa. Boom. 2 for 1. Anything that is advantage top esports in this composition is huge. Casa doesn't need to die. Could have been 2 for 0. Looking at everyone else in this team, you know, I think Vladimir made the biggest mistake here of not committing earlier. He could have committed earlier, and Pantheon could have ulted earlier as well. Pantheon, like, why is he so freaking late? Where is Pantheon? Where is Pantheon? Now Pantheon appears. Very late. Scout and Gino had some serious ping issues. Jokes aside, they need to engage earlier. It would have been much prettier. It would have been better. Very bad for EDG. How many times do I have to say that they are getting outscaled? I'm gonna stop. So he's looking for game number 3 Drake. Juicy. Ornn is in position. Top wave is very good for top esports as well. Can look to hover into top side. Victor is not going. No one just cares. Varus is going top. EDG going for Rift. Victor going for blue. All fine. This is the price of the top wave. I think Varus is being such a maniac. Like, what is Varus doing here? Varus being here is very dangerous. Question mark. Victor position, Tam position, Lee position. Here, an instinct should be for EDG to punish. There's no instinct to punish. They're walking away. Fotik is fake pressuring out of his mind in this game, man. Okay, Knights gets away. Knight could have definitely W'd earlier. Maybe he could punish Scout harder there for diving and maybe get a kill. Because I think Scout is being a maniac. Like here, imagine right away, cleanse, W, Q, E. He's gonna E, and then he gets rooted, and then R on top of his head, and then maybe you get a kill here. The W was just late. W was the priority here. He could have W'd in a way where he got CC'd for sure. There's the Rift. Tower's gonna be fine. Knight can clear, no problem. Building towards Luden's Echo. 1k gold advantage for top esports. They are super happy. Barrier on now for Ornn. Okay. Next raid is going to be a big decider. That's probably going to be the final fight that EDG can take. Black Cleaver will be finished on Pantheon, and if they don't take that fight, it will just be a disaster. 369 shouldn't be pressuring up now. If you can look clearly here, his entire team is basing. Varus Tam is in base, they're walking out on the map. Victor is backing off. Lee Sin is backing off. Your team is not on the map. You don't need to be on the map either. You can back off, and no stress at all. And here he just walks 2 forward. He just walks 2 forward. 369 has no flash. Vladimir ult is popping. GJ is eating. And Elise Vladimir finishes his kill. Still, not that big of a deal. Top esports, even gold. They are happy. Ornn, 2 minutes until TP is on. TP of Vladimir is on. Next Drake is spawning in 1 minute. Top esports is just grouping on mid lane. As 5, they're going to be stronger. Not an item finish on Aphelios. Let's see if he gets it. No, so close to IE, but yet so far. A dozen finishes. It could have been a big deal here in the next fight, because this next fight is going to be the decider. We know that. It's going to be the decider. Ornn walking into top. He has TP, and top is hovering here around mid lane. Maybe Varus is going to base and get that Ginsu's Rage Blade. Ooh. Ginsu's Rage Blade. Huge item. It comes at a price though. They're giving up their position around mid lane. Aphelios is going to clear this wave and walk into the Drake pit. So definitely top esports lose something here for Varus to base. EDG are hovering around Drake, and they just need to secure this cloud. Top esports do have an easy time of face checking though. They have an Ornn that is unbelievably tanky and he can just check the vision, no problem. Fotik is walking up forward knowing he has a Tamkench. He is very, very happy to play aggressive. 369 can easily face check this. They're clearing the wards. Vladimir is on the flank. Pantheon is also looking to ult in and be on the flank. The tricky part here, Tamkench Eat can deny a lot of this damage. Gino gets spotted, he's no longer on the flank. Pantheon looking to charge his ultimate, looking to go. Scout looking to freaking mother flipping go. Okay. Baros just starts sacking his Ginzo, as we see here on the Drake, sacking Ginzo. Also, Blade of the Ruined King got upgraded, one of the most cost efficient items in the game to upgrade. Gino gets slowed by the GLP. Oh, Gino, very low HP, but before the fight starts, no pool, that's a flash, oh my goodness. Pantheon is nowhere to be found. Where is Pantheon? Kasa kind of fucks that up because Kasa could kill Elise. Kasa could kill Elise, but that's fine. Knight takes one. Gino tries to fight back. It's a decent ult, but there's no follow-up. Hope's ult misses as well. Pantheon is from behind now. Very good eat. Very good eat. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. No Ornn ult, he TP's back, he was low HP. Now the chase, Kasa goes, Cocoon gets dodged, and you know, in all of this we need to remember that the Drake was indeed taken by Top Esports. They got the Drake, they have the Soul, and now ultimates are gonna start flying left and right. What does Cloud Soul do? It reduces the ult cooldown by an additional bit, and then when you use ult you get move speed. So that's going to be massive. It's not going to be that useful for Tamkench, but for something like Victor it's pretty big, for Ornn it's big, for Varus it's pretty big as well. Just extra mobility. It is one of the weaker Drakes that you can get, but it helps. It helps. So this game is over. Honestly, this game is over as well. There's very, very small chances for Top Esports to throw this game away because they've just hard outscaled the enemy. Ocean Soul is the best, I think. Yeah, by far it's the best. No contest. Cloud Soul gives 10% move speed and burst after using ultimate. That's true. Yeah, so 10% move speed always and then 50% when you use an ult for 5 seconds. Okay, so Aphelios got popped. Look at that. Look at that. GLP into pop, into zap, into flip. Very nice. And then Mako. Knight wants some more. The W placement is quite bad. Is it better for Ornn to go Iceborne over Sunfire? I think so. I think Sunfire is pretty trash. Iceborne Gauntlet gives you CDR. And CDR is such an OP stat when you have so powerful base spells like Ornn. QQ. You can see the move speed there from the Victor for sure. The Drake move speed. Knight doing some moves. GG is dead. Boom. Knight definitely playing a lot better in these two games than the previous one. I say as he dies. And the game is over. What do we learn? What did we learn from this game, kids? We learned that when you have an early game composition, you better fucking do some early game action, right? You need to start forcing things because the window of you creating an advantage becomes smaller and smaller and begins to dwindle and dwindle. So the question is, Pantheon, maybe it's a trash tier pick, maybe Elise is just overhyped, and maybe Aphelios is just plain overrated. Because now Aphelios got avoided, Varus and Tam got picked, and they're doing a great job this game. Top Esports just looking to continue the siege. Knight is so monster fed. Baron for another 30 seconds. Means another inhib, I imagine. Ornn can just ring his horn. Or don't. Or don't, you know. You can defend your wave with the horn. Okay. Turret is down. Not too bad. I would just ring the horn. The enemy doesn't have flash. Okay, thank you. And you aim it on Vladimir out of all people? Out of all people, you aim it on Vladimir? Come on. You can get in the mix. get in the mix and use the Ornn ult and punish this affiliate that is walking away too far. But it's okay. I'm complaining, but the job is done, right? The job is done. They got the inhib, no problem. Oh, okay. So Gino got the dream combo. Boom, ultimate, catches everyone. Boom, E, on everyone. Pantheon is in the mix. Ornn is dying. Hope is getting some pop-off performance. He's doing some damage. Ooh. Let's take a look here. Boom. GG gets caught. Jinu on a flank is not spotted. Wonderful. Look at that. Everyone is piled up. So the issue is, Varus ult and Ornn ult was used before absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah? Absolutely nothing. So this is the best opportunity EDG can hope for. They go for it. GG is out. Hope is getting some damage in. Look at him shoot the Ornn there. The ultimate also lands from Hope. Does some decent damage. Let's see now. Top Esports with this. Ooh. So this is so OP. Look at that. This entire area is just, it's windy. It's drafty. So these guys are running away. But everyone on EDG is quite low. So as you can see, this was the best case scenario. No ultimates ready for Top Esports, and they should get one kill on Ornn, and it's like really what's up. But that's why this game is over, right? Elder is up. Ornn is spawning very soon. Casa is in a good position to look for steal. EDG. Will they finish this? Will they not? Ooh. Oh, Casa going in a bit too early. Stopwatch. Oh. I almost kicked my green screen down. Jesus. It's a desperation attempt. Did you go for it? And Casa plays it pretty neatly, but what happened to the smite? What happened to the smite, man? What happened to the smite of GG here? Heaven's low HP, and these super creeps are knocking on Heaven's door. Elise gets kicked out. E lands, and then it's just too late. It's too late. And then boom. And Elise is on his way now, on track to flip down, and it's on 18. It's on 18, and the cloud says, The cloud says, and then easy. Chakizi ease. And the same freaking spell. Look at that. Look at night. Boom. That burst from the cloud. Just killed everyone. And then the game is over. Yeah. EDG. Bad draft, honestly. Don't like it. Too reliant on doing something in the early game, and Top Esports played out very nice, very patiently. Macro-wise, Top Esports looks super strong. The two last games were very nice, and Top Esports really know how to play around objectives well, and know how to play around the mid lane well. And I think this is the most important thing. I like what I'm seeing here from Top Esports. We're not gonna do a short review because this game honestly was way too short and it's on its own. So let's call it there.